Lick number 62. The first note I'm going to play as lick number 62 was actually the last note played in lick 61, so just don't get confused on the tablature that I wrote it out that way. And in the tablature I'm using some rests sometimes to complete a measure when in this series, when actually the following lick may start during those rests. So in this case, the last note was a quarter note at the beginning of a measure, and then there were some rests. Lick 62, I'm writing that note again as the beginning of this lick because it just seemed to make sense as a lick. It seemed to complete lick 61 nicely as a separate lick, and lick 62 should start on that note also. But really, the note only happens once in the solo, between those two licks. So lick 62 is this. So that's the lick. The 8th fret you're going to play with the 3rd finger of the 2nd string. It's going to be a bent note. We're going to bend up to the sound of the 10th fret. So we're going to back it up with the 2nd and 1st finger, again to get control of the bend. It's also going to have vibrato at the top of the bend, so it's going to go like this. And again, to do that vibrato at the top of a bend, you bend the note up to your target pitch, and then once you get there, you release just a little bit, and then you bend back and release, and bend back and release. The way I think of it when I'm doing that is I'm not really like pulling the note back down from the bend. I'm just letting the elasticity of the string pull my finger back down a little bit and then bending it back up. So I'm just kind of releasing pressure, a little pressure, and it releases to about where you need to be, and then you bend back up, and you do that a number of times back and forth to get the vibrato. So you get this, that kind of sound. The next note, that was a down pick. The next note is on an up pick. It's going to be the 1st string, 5th fret. And this is going to be a staccato note. So we're going to prepare the next note, which will be with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, with a down pick, 8th fret. And when you prepare that note, the tip of the index finger will hit the 1st string and cut off the note that you played with the up pick. So we have so far, and there's the cutoff of that note with the tip of the index finger. Then we're going to play another staccato note. So again, we have this. So that 8th fret with the 4th finger of the 2nd string. That is the other staccato note I'm talking about. Then there's another staccato. And to play that one, all we need to do is to play that note and put the pick on, rest the pick on it to stop it, because we're going to play that string again at the 5th fret with the 1st finger. So far we have this. The next notes we're going to play are we're going to place the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. We're going to bend this note up to the sound of the 9th fret. We're going to do a bend and release actually, so we're going to go up, release it, and then we're going to pull down to the 5th fret. Now we have to, of the 3rd string, that was with a down pick, so we have to have that 1st finger readied to take the pull at that point. So if you bend with both 1st and 2nd finger and 3rd finger, so 1st and 2nd finger as a backup, you have to take off that 2nd finger just a little bit. But by the time I actually do the snap of the 3rd finger, the 2nd finger is just getting off, so that 1st finger will pick up the pull, instead of, you don't want like that kind of sound. That's if I don't get the second finger off in time. You want that nice clean pick to the, or pull to the 5th fret. So far we have, there's a little bit of a bluesy bend on that pulled to note. So once you pull to the 5th fret, do just a slight bend. It's downward, but the pitch goes up a little bit, so we get this. So far we have. Then we have a few staccato notes coming up. There's actually one staccato note, one note that's not staccato, and then another note that is. So we're going to play the 7th fret of the 4th string with the 3rd finger and cut it quick for staccato just by placing the pick back on it. The next note, I do not think I played staccato. I think I let it ring a little bit, so that the 1st finger at the 5th fret of the 4th string, we just let that one ring without cutting it off. Then we're going to play the 5th string, 7th fret with the 3rd finger. That note will be staccato. So we had, so far we have. Okay, then we're going to play the 4th string, 5th fret with the 1st finger and hammer it to the 7th fret with the 3rd finger. And then we're going to add vibrato. So we're going to do this. I have that written in the tablature as a grace note. And to mention it again, I don't mention this all the time, but on my website, bobporri.com, you have there's links to all these the 365 videos, and there's tablature links also for the licks. So far for the lick we have. So again, that's the 5th fret, hammered to the 7th fret with the 1st and then the 3rd finger on the 4th string, with vibrato on the 7th fret note. Then we're just gonna, that was a down pick. Then we're also gonna play a down pick on the 5th fret of the 3rd string with a slight quarter step bend, and then we're gonna finish the lick with the 7th fret of the 4th string again, vibrato again. So the whole lick one more time is. So that's lick number 62.